isn't it like that narrow and it's still is it pretty handy to have that kind of?
Yeah, I just take it with me. It's just a cell phone, so yeah.
I'm talking about the table now. It's handy
Oh,
to
the
have by
table.
door, right?
Yeah, it's handy to have by the door.
Catchy things like that.
Yeah.
It's clever how you did that with the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Well, didn't Chad tell you at Christmas time? I was asking, you guys have some dressy clothes you can get up in, can't you?
Do we have some dressy clothes we can get up in?
It was Christmas time. I know you were casual. You had your tree. It was too late.
Oh,
I'd like
yeah.
to get a picture for you, but I don't know. When you sent that, gave me that card, I don't know which kid is which, and I'd like to get updated. When I get nice, I'll get a picture of me for you guys too.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to be able to, I've been getting these disposable cameras. I bought my first digital, but I haven't put things together. I have to buy this machine so I can do the print. I'm still learning about digital.
Right.
But I've got some disposable cameras.
Okay.
Would you guys be able to get dressed up nice here sometime?
Oh, we can dress up nice. You should see us dressed up nice, yeah?
Give me a day's notice so
Oh,
that
okay.
we can get together.
Okay.
I'll try to get the camera in the purse here. I bought two. Bob Tell's had a nice sale the other day, so
Oh,
I've got two again. Now, I can't find that other one that had some film on it, but whenever you're ready.
Okay.
When it's nice, it can be summery, like kind of nicey dresses. You have those flare, thin, flimsy dresses that are perfect for summer. You don't have to be too fancy dressing now.
Yeah.
But if you have something even semi-dressy,
Okay.
you guys have that one.
Yeah, maybe.
What's it you said he works in computers?
Uh-huh.
What is it you do?
What do you do, honey?
I write code.
He writes computer codes, for
And
computers.
that's a lot of different changes that they're... Is that in places where they used to do the programming, they had to tear it all apart in a big, huge machine? I'll never forget seeing that lady do that.
Oh, I
Industrial
don't
supply. Is it
know.
that kind of thing? Well, I know they have those programs now, the software, that's the way they do the program changing now, isn't it? You don't need to go back and change all those wires anymore, do you? Oh, you should have seen that lady. She had to come about once a month. I was new there. And it was
Where
something
was
like-
this?
Industrial Supply back then. They were down on Broadway, just north of Hewitt.
You worked at a place called Industrial Supply?
Everett Industrial Supply,
Oh.
at California and
Okay, sure.
on that west side.
Yeah.
And now they're over a little further east, north of Hewitt. But I'll never forget it because it was a big machine and she had to come in and get back in there. And the poor person, that was a downtime for that person who worked the computer.
Oh, that's
the
funny.
computer,
Yeah.
kind of thing. How different it can be. All that software and that's the programming these days instead of having to change all those wires. So what is the writing? Just
Yeah.
mostly
Just
sit-down
writing.
job.
Oh, you have to sit down job, yeah. Sitting down. Yeah.
And you spend lots of hours there? Of course, there's
8 hours a day, 9 to 5, as they
a
say.
regular 8-hour day.
Yeah.
What company is it?
Cisco.
Cisco?
CI?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm the head place for your hearing, I can hear, but in there,
Oh, yeah, I understand.
And I'm so glad for the class. She's my first Chinese. The last one I had, 2007, she was Iranian, and she messed me up. It was my first time trying the
Chiropractor?
No line, no.
Oh, glasses.
And she had me see me like cross-eyed, And I was working for a while, and I was out in front of the garage sweeping, and it dropped right on the thing, and I lost the screw out of there, and I couldn't ever get it back in. It was just a little. I almost had it in, It was just a little too tight for me, so I'd wrapped this wiring around. I had the floral wiring, I was able to get through the hole and wrapped it around it, and that didn't work much, but I've misplaced them, Anyway, this was my first time going to trifocals, and it's been a long time since, It's been a long. So my focus gets really bad at times. Too much concentration needed with reading or writing.
Right.
And so this is going to be neat to have something sitting on the two. The one I'm going to wear for every day is big, thick plastic. It doesn't look bad. They're kind of gray, similar, not as gray as this, but they look brownish, tannish to me. But they're supposed to be gray, she said. But they'll sit on me really good. I'm going to use that for every day. And then it's a deal where I got $99 for 2 pair, and so the other one's a little kind of wireframe. It's somewhat, not exactly red, but it's going to be prettier, and I'm going to use them for backup and then for maybe dress, because they're a little bit smaller. So they're kind of pretty on me. It's hard to tell, when you have that non-prescription kind of lens in there, but I think I'm going to like them, because that first one I'm going to wear every day fits up there just perfect, and the whole shape feels good. That's what's important, so I can do my work, without them slipping off my head and stuff. Because when I turn all the time, all these places where the lines are for the different trifocals, it just affects me every time I'm over. And so that place in your head, certain things happen. After you've had babies, you can have things tear in your brain. It depends on. I mean, what your feeling is. Every mother's different, But,
How many children did you have?
Well, I conceived 4, but I had 3 alive, so I mean...
Oh, you had a
They
stillborn?
said that it's supposed to be easier, but they kept getting harder. The first one,
Oh,
I
mine did too.
walked upstairs like my father-in-law told me. He delivered my first.
Oh,
But I
really?
didn't do as much walking upstairs, with the others, and that might have been something, but they still
Walking
went
upstairs.
harder.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had the last one pretty much naturally, and it was
Oh,
just a
yeah.
wonder. She just was born right as the ambulance pulled into the... As
Over
it shut
here?
off. Yeah. I didn't even want to go into the ambulance,
Yeah.
the blue-gray house, a couple over.
Oh,
Ann's a
okay.
nurse, and she went in with me. And she said it was picture perfect. And I thought she was in there because my father-in-law had pressed the perineal floor. That's something my husband had explained to me. And I thought she was in there trying to... I was really pretty blacked out, and I didn't have my eyes open. I saw the light, which was nice and bright, and the bubbles of the oxygen, that all helped me. But other than that, I was pretty shut. I didn't open my eyes to look at much or anything. My eyes were closed, but I said, Ann, get out of there. She said, I'm not in there, because the baby was hurting so much when she came out. Well, guess what? I had her in 1980.
1980?
That third, it was a late in life one. But anyway, she was taken away from me early. I suppose you have an idea why. Well, regardless, it doesn't matter. The Social Security and a few other situations, which I can tell you about later, had just kiboshed it for me, and they took her away from me early. Well, I knew she'd been in foster care, but they kept some lies from me because I got told verbally that I was supposed to be able to see her one more time before she was adopted. And I didn't know when that could be. It could be any time. Every story is different. Well, I couldn't know. They didn't bother to let me know anything. And I just got contacted December 30th. When Derek was still living here. I was not home the day that this party dropped by and left this letter with him.
Oh.
And I was on my way out somewhere, and he gave me that letter. And I could not believe this. That I don't know whether I have an ID or two, but the state may have sent these. The hospital let them release these papers. I mean, it couldn't have been the hospital themselves releasing her birth papers, but on this one-page thing, she told me everything that was knowledgeable about the birth it went through. And it sounded like it read good. And she finally got a hold of me at the end of January, but it was very hoarse because I had an awful winter. And I talked to her as long as I could through the window, and it was kind of cold. And so I know what she's like in Zittle. I didn't know if I would ever get to see her again, just to keep it short for right now. They had adopted her out right after. She was about 2.5-ish by the time I didn't get to see her anymore. I was told I was going to have this one last visit because I had to have the visits away from home. Now, is that a light or is that just
I don't know.
there's on either side of this circle